a little preface to that last video. I started on my DJI cams in the car driving back toward the house. I started on that, and I had been talking, about my dad being a piece of shit, because he is, about Keely keeping my son during our custody time, the police arresting me wrongfully last night, only because I refused to leave town until I saw my son. Not because I made threats, not because I fucking did anything violent, but because I was upset that they would not do their job. They would not put me in touch with an emergency judge to try to get an emergency order. They wouldn't point me in the right direction. They wouldn't do anything for me. The only people I could get was city cops. They wouldn't send the county out to me. No one was willing to steer me the right direction. And because nobody was willing to steer me the right direction, I was getting frustrated. I wound up talking to Alvin, good guy, on the way out of town. Alvin and me had a good conversation, and I was able to apologize to Nicole, his girlfriend, who's Keely's best friend. And Alvin's a great guy, man. I told him yesterday, just being real man to man, I knew he didn't know me a thing, and how much I appreciated him having the conversation with me. And I told him, he kept telling me, I'm not trying to take your place with Kaylin. I'm not trying to take your place with Kaylin. I was like, listen, man, I never thought that. I don't think anybody can take my place with Kaylin, because there's nobody else like me in the whole world. Alvin's a good man too, though. He is a good man, and that, he's a better man than me in a lot of ways, without a doubt. But Alvin, I know he's not going to replace me. It's jealousy. I'm jealous that somebody else gets to do things with my son that I wish I could do with my son. That I wish he was coming to me about. He went to Alvin about taking him to the gym. I wish that I was close enough to take him to the gym every night. I wish that I had the opportunity to be there for that, but I don't. That opportunity was taken from me. And I'm resentful of that. And it's not Alvin's fault, and it's not Nicole's fault. Me and Nicole I tried to bury that years ago, and it didn't work that night. The level heads didn't prevail, and then I started leaning in, and I became bitter and angry, and I stayed bitter and angry, and it stayed that way until last night. But no, I'm no longer mad at Nicole. I'm no longer going to let my son disrespect Nicole, and I'm no longer going to disrespect Nicole. I hadn't before all that shit went down in July. I had never, it was never like that. And, I like people. I'm a people person. I do for people. I love everybody, but this shit with my son, it definitely brings out an emotional response. It makes me somebody I don't like being, and it gets a reaction. This didn't get as much of a reaction as what Keely and my dad had hoped for. I think they had hoped that I would show up at my dad's place, raising hell, because that's where she was hiding the whole time. And you know what? That's the one place I didn't look. And the reason I didn't look there, just for everybody's knowledge, the reason that I didn't look there is because if I had got there and looked and seen her car, that would have been the catalyst. That would have gotten the reaction that they wanted. So I knew that if that's where they were, I didn't want to find them there, because I would have lost self-control because of the things that have been done to me by both of them, the things that have been said by both of them about the other, for them to be teaming up just to cause me trouble after having zero respect for each other for years. Yeah, man, I don't think that I would have been capable of, I would have. I'd had to have been. Because if I wasn't capable, I'd have lost my son. And you know what? That's the thing that always plays in the back of my head, is I don't want to lose my son. If I do something, if I act on this, or I react to this, or I allow them to bait me with this, I'm going to lose my son. And now they've started using my son as the bait. They've started using mine and his relationship as the as the trigger, and they're doing irreparable harm to my son right now. Right now, as of now, they're encouraging him to ignore and disrespect me. I'm sorry, even when we are able to see each other again, there are consequences for actions. He's chose to ignore and disrespect me. He will not have privileges. This isn't how you fix that. How you fix that is you do the right thing and you teach your son the right thing. Destroying our relationship gets you nothing, and it gains him nothing. It does no good for anyone involved. What does it do for Keely? She gets to be the only one in his life. She gets to be the poor, pitiful single mom and play that victim card. Okay, that's what it does for Keely. What does it do for Kalen? If he's got a good dad that's attentive, that cares about his day, that cares about his life, that just cares about him every day, that every decision that I make has him in my heart when I think about it. I want to know what he gains from you being rid of me. From being rid of me, what does he gain from it? I can tell you what he loses. He loses somebody that cares about him, that truly loves him, that truly has his best interest at heart, that would truly not begrudge him a relationship with his mother, because I don't. I never have. He wanted to come live with me. Some things happened. There was a threat to his life being with his mother that they told me about. I decided to keep him. I denied her parenting time. It blew up into a big mess, but there was an actual threat when I did it. And it blew up into a big mess. He changed his mind. He changed his mind halfway through and decided that he wanted to stay where he was. So then I started looking for compromise that got me more time with my son. And through getting more time together, I also hoped that I would just be able to teach him more. And I compromised. She wouldn't compromise she wouldn't compromise during the mediation, which was $3,500 to get the mediation. All right, and then that didn't work. So I proposed every other weekend for me during the school year, and then I take him for the whole summer, and she have every other weekend, and I get the majority of his breaks because she's going to be working anyway, and might as well. Well, she shot down that proposal, wouldn't fucking even entertain it during mediation. I had to pay $7,500 more for the lawyer to go to trial. We didn't make it to trial because a week before trial, she decided to compromise. And when she decided to compromise a week before trial, the compromise was exactly what I'd asked for at mediation. But it cost me $7,500 to get her to have that compromise. So I had to pay the lawyer to be ready to go after her in court. To be able to compromise. Like that, it's wrong that it had to come to that, but it came to that. And it's not fair for me. It's not fair for our son. Now, in order to get anything done, I have to come up with more money that I don't have. That I need help. If anybody out there is willing to help, my Spotify has a Cash App on it. Like anybody that wants to help me with legal fees, like you're welcome to, man. I'll link my Cash App to this shit. But I have to give up my job and go over there through the week. I have to either lose my job by going over there during the week, or lose my son. And I have to spend money that I don't have, or lose my son, because she violated the parenting plan, and now she's emboldened to do this over and over again. I got a clean bill of health, man. My mental health is fine. I'm not gonna kill myself or hurt anybody else. That was proven by you guys, by you, Keely, by you, Dave. You guys proved that to the whole world. I have the papers now. You only hurt yourself. I know you hoped that I would be mad and the cops would shoot me. That didn't happen. I'm always going to outthink you idiots.